This episode of Vic's Basement is brought to you by EB Games. Support us by buying your video games at EB Games. Welcome to the dungeon, everybody.
Hey.
This is Game of Thrones Coffee Talk. It's dungeon because we're talking Game of Thrones too loud, I know.
Why are you so loud?
It's the morning. It is the morning.
Even in the morning, you're like this. I noticed, again,
Yeah.
no, you don't wear pajamas to bed.
No,
I mean,
these are my pajamas.
I wasn't here last week.
I wear the shoes
This-
and everything.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
You're such a strange man.
I gotta be ready for TV at any moment.
I want to poke you to see if any blood comes out. Might be a mannequin.
Dolphin skin.
I know, he got preserved that night. He's like vacuum sealed.
Oh my God,
before
I
bed.
feel so tired today.
I know, well,
because
it's the
I was
morning.
up all night thinking about my favorite TV show.
Oh, is that what it was? Not jet lag from New York?
I'm a little jet
You
lagged
look a
now.
little like Don Draper right now after one of his weekends.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, a little
so
bit.
there's a little compliment, but also a little diss. We're back together, Vic.
He
We're back
always looks
together.
cool. It
Oh,
was
okay,
all compliment.
Okay, thanks.
It was all compliment.
Okay, that's
all right?
so sweet.
All right.
Yeah, that's so
He's
nice.
rocking the beard. I like it.
But this isn't a regular Game of Thrones. This is or a regular Vic's Basement. This is a pantless Vic's Basement.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
not
not-
wearing any pants.
But we're wearing pajamas. Though we're supposed to wear pajamas.
You gotta show them.
I don't-
Show them some leg, you guys.
I don't
Come on.
I
I don't
cover
wear
it up.
Show them some leg.
No,
a little bit of leg. Come on, they want a little leg.
Victor Lucas!
Look at this.
Oh my God!
The
Get
shape of this.
out of
Can
here!
you believe it? I'm
very-
35 years old.
I
I
want to
still
poke
have
you to
great
see
legs.
if you have if blood comes out or if you're a mannequin.
Nothing
No.
but air comes out of you. I
Okay.
swear.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I don't need people to see my glow
How can
sticks.
you even your glow sticks? How can you even watch Game of Thrones last night and not just watch the Star Wars trailer episode
Again and
2
again.
trailer and also this Batman Superman? Why didn't you just watch those
Those
over and over
trailers
again?
are our morning show tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
where we will
nice.
die-
I
no.
like it.
Oh.
Well, we've had too much trailer talk. Let's
That
talk
was
about
Vic's
Game of
Basement.
Thrones. Season 5, Episode 2. This was Scott Jones's idea. Let's give him some credit.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do something after.
You may resent me
No,
for
come
this
on.
idea.
This is
What-
fun. Everybody's watching the show.
Yeah,
It's
so-
nice to decompress.
Yeah,
and talk
spirited chat the next morning, and in
With
fact,
that coffee, I still have sleep lines.
Yeah.
By the way, I can't get rid of the sleep lines
Really?
today. Oh yeah, I
you
had.
do?
I know. I can't get rid of it.
did you
That's
poop?
awesome.
I haven't pooped yet, but that's what this coffee is for. So let's.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you're at
Let's
work,
take it-
good
we just
morning.
this is just us rolling in a bed.
I dropped
talking
some
about-
cargo at the facility earlier.
Oh, did you?
That's
That's
nice.
awesome.
The old 742.
You know what? Nothing's off limits because we're talking Game of Thrones,
That's
right?
true. Well,
right,
Vic and
yeah.
I got into a spirited debate about penises and poo last last coffee talk.
In fact, here's a clip. No, let's not do that.
So
There is a clip though.
I love the way this episode begins
Do
with
you?
our good friend Arya, who is on a boat. I don't remember how she got on this boat.
She got on it after she left the hound.
She got on it after she left Hound.
Yeah.
And they're cruising through the legs of a giant stone man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a horn goes off,
Yeah, and it
which I
sounds-
think is the stone man passing wind. But
It
it's
sounds like a call, though. It sounds like the thing is going to come to light, and you never know in Game of Thrones either.
it's
right?
not going to come to life.
Yeah.
We haven't had that kind of magical realism yet. We probably never will. Maybe
don't
we
know.
will. I don't know.
We've had a bit
I
of.
like how optimistic you are. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that giant might
Listen,
come to life.
We have zombies and frost giants and
Yeah,
you
the
know,
White
like,
Walkers,
There's
the-
all kinds of cool things.
and the birth of the demon. There's been things.
Yeah, but that giant cannot come to life.
Okay. it's
He's just a
I don't
giant.
know.
Listen,
I don't know.
all right, that's the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
And then at the very, and this is something you guys talked a little bit about last week, and I think we're going to be talking about it all season long, and that's the way that women are really coming into their own, and they take up so much square footage on the show now. In
Yeah.
fact, all the major decisions, all the major scenes in this episode
Yeah.
are all driven or centralized around women. And
Yeah.
it starts with Arya, and then we move into Brienne of Tarth and Podrick, and they run into Sansa and Littlefinger
Yeah.
in the tavern, and then we get the first deaths of the episode
Yeah,
last
and
night.
I'm feeling Brienne of Tarth, who I thought was just this kind of. She was an important character, but she was a secondary character and just a kind of an attachment to Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
She has really come into her own. She's, I think, one of the most powerful characters in the show. She's so honorable and so virtuous and so set to do the right thing. And I think the show really needs that anchor. And the actor is incredible.
She's great.
I can't.
She's good.
Did you meet her?
No, I didn't meet her.
Like, that's the
But
thing.
she's super
The
tall.
one death that, if I'm thinking about a next day death after last night's show, it's when she swings her sword and breaks the other guy's sword and then stabs him
In the
through the
throat.
neck and it comes out the back of his head.
Yeah.
That is the
that
most
was really-
dramatic death of the show, as far as I'm concerned.
And she is a character with that is so low ranked and so ill respected in the whole sort of pantheon of Game of Thrones characters. Littlefinger, this smarmy little conniver, this Machiavellian guy, disses her to no end,
Well-
and that sets her off. But she could just slice him in two. And that's how low she has fallen in the favor of everybody. And Sansa totally dismisses her as well and says that she was at the court of
because her
of
loyalty
Tyrion.
has gotten her in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
because
but
being
she's so
loyal to-
powerful.
It's true, she's so powerful, but she can't do anything to Littlefinger because
No.
he has the gold and he has the army, and but she knew, like
I
she
think
knew
she
that.
can do something to Littlefinger.
No,
though.
she can't.
No,
Not
she
yet.
can't.
Not yet.
Just
Not yet.
because, but she knew that if she went up to Sansa in that tavern,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy that they happened to just meet in the same tavern.
Yeah.
But if she went up to her, that there would be trouble. So she tells Podrick, like, go.
That
with
is a
the
weird
horses.
thing. Like, that's an interesting point, though, because
Yeah.
you do feel like this Westeros, this world, is just, it never ends. It just
Yeah.
expands in every direction. And yet here they are, just
The same.
coincidentally,
Yeah.
in the same tavern. And I kept thinking, my brain was wrestling with that moment. Like, I thought this place was huge, but they're coincidentally in the same
Well,
place.
there can't be that many roads. I mean, it's still a horse and carriage kind
Sure.
of world, and,
And they
the
were on the
towns
way to
are very
find her.
and the towns are very centralized, and they're one path.
And for years, you've been believing in a millionaire who can fight crime.
Exactly. So this is nothing.
You're ready for
right,
this.
and
You're
a blind
ready
guy.
for this. This is nothing.
That
This
is a
is nothing.
vigilante.
Hey,
So
he
did
sees
you want
the
to?
world on fire.
Did you want to make another point about?
Brianna Tarr?
Yeah.
Well, I love her a lot. I feel so powerful when she's doing her thing. It just
Yeah.
makes me so happy. I don't like how she treats Podrick,
Yeah.
but I feel like
That's
their
okay.
relationship might change.
It
No, 'cause
is
she's
changing
just
for
feeling
sure.
she's just feeling hurt. And emotional because she thought that she was doing the right thing, and she still thinks she's doing the right thing. She knows she's doing the right thing, but people around her are just shutting her out and shutting her down because she was loyal to one person or another. But her loyalty is what makes her who she is, and now so she's being judged for that.
She is one of the biggest mysteries in the show because we don't know how far her story is going to go, and I feel like she could be one of the most powerful people in the
Sure.
whole series and take down some really, who we think are high level. And this is the thing this show consistently does, is the people that we think are on top or in seats of power that will never be challenged die. And
Well,
the
it's
people that are
almost-
low ranked suddenly rise.
And we're all doing that. I mean, this is season 5, and so every
Yeah.
step of the way now, I mean, you can't help but think of every episode as a death watch.
Yeah.
Who's going to die? Is it
Yeah.
somebody I care about?
Yeah.
It's never too early in the season for someone to go. And I mean, we're going to find out in episode 3 next week and see what happens and see who lives and who dies. But no one really of any significance
Not yet.
dies in this series in this season so far.
Yes.
Well, no, not significant to us, but significant to the people around Daenerys because of where she is and that decision she made at the end to
Yeah.
off that dude who, I mean, I thought that was a terrible decision, and I was with the people of the town. I don't know why she did it. I'm still confused.
She needs to project fear, and it's just exactly what. And we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we
in
got
the
ahead of
Sure,
storytelling.
yeah.
But there is some great symmetry with what's happening with Daenerys and with Jon Snow,
Yeah.
because they're both being kind of, challenged at their power position.
Yeah.
And they have to do some pretty big things.
They have those are the two characters who have big key moments
Yeah.
in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them is the moment you refer to where she's got to decide what to do with a guy who has violated an important law for her
Yeah.
and her new regime. And she makes a decision, and she makes the wrong decision for sure. And,
Yeah.
and I don't really understand why she makes that wrong decision in that moment. I mean, you can see her struggling with what she's going to do. It's whether or not to behead the guy. I don't know all the characters' names. I
Yeah.
guess none of us do.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Well, they had a small council meeting as well, and that dude was there.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
have their own
understand-
small council.
Yeah, but I don't understand why that kid was there. I understand
right.
that it didn't make any sense to me. I
Yeah.
don't know how all these pieces fit together.
Well, he's a high-ranked Unsullied who was working with Grey Worm in that
No,
group.
I don't think so. I don't think he's an Unsullied.
Maybe he was
Yeah,
an
he-
I
informant.
thought he
was.
was a slave kind of spokesperson. Anyway,
That's what
I don't
mean.
know. It's a little ambiguous.
He kills one of the high-ranked former slave owners that's a part of the gold masked regime, which is off trying to slice and dice everybody and bring sort of that former power back into
the Sons of the Harpy.
The Sons of the Harpy, back to the sort of bring it back to the power that the rich used to have. So he takes. They capture the son of the Harpy that had murdered the Unsullied in the first episode, and they're going to have a trial with him. And so this guy goes ahead and takes justice. He's a vigilante, basically.
Makes his own decision.
Yeah, and stabs him through the eye. And so I think Daenerys' choice, it's the only choice that she wants, because she wants to bring real justice to the world. That's what she wants to rule.
Sure.
And she says that this is bigger than me, even, you know.
Right.
And nobody understands that, because this has been a world of just oppressors.
But if all these people in this town, if they really wanted their fight pits to come back. They wanted death. They wanted to see all of this. I don't understand why. I mean, I didn't like her decision, but I don't understand why they all turned on her like that so quickly.
Yeah, you know, that's something I've always been uncomfortable with on the series, is when they show people like losing their minds and praising her or losing their minds and dissing. I don't know why they have to go into individual people who are either local people who are working on the show or LA actors. I don't know who they are, but I don't need close-up looks at their faces when they're doing stuff. I just need boo or yay.
I thought that moment was really strong.
It was powerful.
That was the first time that we saw it, because that's the thing with Daenerys, is we're finally seeing that she's not as strong as this girl that emerged out of the fire.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the
close-ups
of all the people, and it's like 4 people together, and they're like
central casting, for sure.
I guess I don't want to see close-ups. I need the gist of what's going on in the crowds.
But then they can tell their families that they were in Game of Thrones, and they can say, "Look, see, that's my face." Right? It's nice moments for them individually. But you bring up a really interesting point with Daenerys. Is she still immune to flame? Like, do we know if she can...
she's immune to flame. Sure, I think so.
But I was really scared when the dragon showed up at the end.
No, she's okay. She's okay.
I really wanted the dragon to speak like Sean Connery. I really wanted that to happen.
Why?
So
Daenerys,
the other interesting...
I'm back.
The other
to
interesting
help you
thing...
rule.
I'm trying to...
You just wanted to do a Sean Connery.
You got it in.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it in.
Yeah.
Would you like me to
Daenerys, would you like me to roast anyone? No, come on, that would have been awesome. What happened to Game of Thrones chat?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Jaime and Cersei have an interesting scene when they are together, and the one thing that I noticed about Cersei this time is that she always says everything through her teeth this season so far.
Yeah.
Well, she's gritting. She's got a lot on her plate. She's got a lot to deal with.
She's getting the ultimate insult. She's the queen mother now, and
She's
it's constantly slapped into her face, and she's like, every time that somebody says it.
Marjorie Tyrell last night, she was sort of receded for an
No,
episode.
but this is the episode where she refers to her as a smirking whore from High Garden,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it was just the best moment.
Yeah.
And she's so into it. She gets so into it. She hates her so much. It's wonderful.
We'll call you that on EPN.
Yeah, I know.
The smirking whore from High Garden. Yeah, that's true.
Well, the other
Thank
big
you.
thing, though, that happens in this show, and frankly, I wasn't, because we've seen a few episodes beyond this, and so people know.
I haven't been.
Yeah, well, to go back, because we all watched it again. To go back and watch it again, it's not. I mean, they have to slow ramp. They have to get a lot of exposition and some build up.
Sure.
And that's kind of what this episode does for the most part. But there is an exciting moment when Jon Snow. It sort of becomes the what's his title? What's his official title?
Lord of Night's Watch. I don't know. He's like the overseer of the whole camp now at this point. And I think that's the other key scene. It's Daenerys and the decision she makes. Yeah. And it's Jon Snow and what happens to him kind of passively and then aggressively
and
later in the
decision
show.
that he makes too, because he turns down a Stark title, which is something that he talks about wanting.
Something that Stannis is offering him to be the ruler of the North, to just own the North, but he has to bow down to Stannis, which he doesn't want to do.
But it's also, he has to convince the wildlings, is that right?
The wildlings,
I always think of wild things. The wildlings to join Stannis' army so that they can defeat all of the other opponents.
Honestly, like it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's huge. The scope of this thing is huge, and it's so challenging
to
try to keep track of all of it. And I remember seeing the first season and being really unable for a couple episodes to wrap my head around everything.
I think it was like 3 seasons before I started to kind of figure out who people were really,
And how they're connected.
Especially because all the Stark brothers were, seemed to be on
similar.
Yeah, they were on a track.
Great beards.
And then they went like it went just nuts and all.
This is my Game of Thrones beard, by the way.
Is it?
So for 10 weeks, I probably will not make it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
For 10 weeks, I'm going to try to grow this thing. Yeah, and there's also some ambiguity here. I didn't really understand some things, and one of it was the small council meeting. I didn't really understand who these people were exactly or why they were there.
The small council with Daenerys or the small council with Cersei?
Daenerys.
I feel like both, though.
Well, the small council with Cersei, I feel like I'm understanding
Yeah.
a little bit more. We're seeing more and more of Oberyn, I think his name is.
Yeah, we see those faces have changed over the course of the show,
Yeah.
but we've seen those titles kind of thing. But
Sure.
it feels like Cersei's got some kind of plan for everybody.
I know,
She's
but,
trying to get rid of people,
but I don't like that whole small council, though. They look like they suck. Like, there's no power there. It doesn't seem like there's any power at all.
And if there's anybody who is good or does have any power or any good intentions, they leave or they're thrown out almost immediately.
Yeah.
So,
But I sort of enjoy those small council meetings. I enjoy Daenerys' small council meetings a little bit less.
Yeah.
I mean, there's less clarity there. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but for some reason I'm just tuned out a little bit.
Well, it feels, I think, with Daenerys too, is that we're in Marine for a very long time,
Yeah.
and it feels like that was just part of the crusade that she was on. But I guess this is an incredibly important part of the
Sure.
story, and obviously Tyrion is still en route
Yes.
to.
He's
meet
in a
with her.
box.
Still in
He's
a
in
box,
Lord
yeah.
Still complaining.
Baelish?
See,
The
that's,
bald one,
that's
the
the guy
eunuch.
we never. But he's become
Varys.
incredibly prominent.
Varys,
in
that's
this
right.
series.
That's right.
No, it's true. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, they're still stuck in a box. I feel claustrophobic with them. I love those scenes, though, because I
Yeah.
feel
I love-
as
you're right.
uncomfortable as
I
they
love
are.
the lighting. I
Yeah.
love the box that they're in. I
Yeah.
love the way that, I mean, those two, they're two of my favorite characters in the show, and the fact that they're together in this isolated space is so exciting.
Oh, we're going to spend the rest of the day.
Yeah, they just insult
Thinking
each
about
other.
everything, yeah.
And they're both smart. They're equals, I feel like. And
Yeah.
they're two
Sure.
equals who are alone, and they have a lot to talk about. So
Yes.
that's kind of exciting. I don't know how much longer that's going to go on
Yeah,
for.
but not
Or do I?
in the context of what we've seen so far. This was just a taste.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
just a
really
taste,
much
for sure.
you know?
But there was a lot. Like, the more we talk about it, the more I realize a lot actually did go down, because even in Marine with Daenerys, the old guy that is with her now was warning her
I
about.
call,
Oh,
him,
yeah.
I call him Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
I can never remember that guy. I barely just started to get to know the other guy, the good-looking guy who left. He got thrown out,
yeah.
and then I'm just like, I don't even know who this guy is.
But he's warning her. He tells her a story about her father,
Yeah.
or the Mad King, and it was so powerful. But to watch it again, I didn't even grasp it the first
Yes.
time I watched it. The second
Yeah,
time,
you're right.
though,
Yeah.
you're taking it in like, wow, holy shit, this is the first time she's realizing who her father was, and how maybe she might become that as well, because she's starting to kill now. She killed.
The other exciting scene here that we haven't talked about, I just want to touch on it real quick, is I think it's Sir Bronn and his wife, or his wife-to-be,
Oh, yeah.
walking along.
That was
He
the
looks
best
so
scene.
bored. They're walking along an ocean side.
skipping
He's on a
rocks.
beach, and then they run into Jaime Lannister. But
Oh yes.
he's
yes.
like, I'll get you a much better girl and a
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
better castle.
Yeah.
So that's his promise. And they're going to go together now to Dorne.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm even saying that right. Dorne,
Yeah,
to get
it's Dorne.
the daughter, the other
the daughter,
incest
but
created
it's
daughter
supposed
that
to be the niece.
Jamie
Yes.
and
And
Cersei
Yeah.
created. And so, but I like Sir Bronn, and I'm glad he has more things to do.
Sure, yeah.
And I like the woman who plays his wife, who's
His betrothed.
Yeah,
she's
that's
so
her only
funny.
scene, I'm
yeah,
sure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
We'll
We're
never
not,
see her
We're
again.
not going to see her again. But she's so funny. But
Yeah.
I fell in love with her right away. And if that's her only scene, that's fine, because she left such an impression with me.
Yeah.
But actually, just like, she complains about her sister. Her sister's so mean to her, and she pulls her hair. So he's already plotting to take down her sister to get the castle, because obviously he wants the castle.
God, at every
But-
level.
I know,
These are the
there's-
worst people.
Oh, no, totally.
Except
but I love...
for Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
the only one.
And Podrick.
But I
Very
love
good.
Jaime Lannister, and I feel
Yeah.
terrible that he.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a dick and a douchebag in the show, and just this pompous.
you feel him
ass.
trying to be a better
He-
man.
But
He is
he's
kind
so
of a-
interesting, you know. Even when he was a douchebag, even when everybody wanted to
You
kill him,
couldn't take your eyes off
He-
him, not
and-
because he's great looking, which he is.
he's kind of like the Han Solo.
But-
he's kind
He
of like the
is.
self-serving guy that's just gonna, you know, find or flirt his way out of everything,
With
and
a
he
little
gets
bit of
to
Luke,
come up.
because he hooks up with his sister.
Yeah,
But he's
It's
also
very gross.
vulnerable, which we've never really seen.
Yeah.
I don't know, Han was vulnerable, I guess, in Empire.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough Star Wars talk. But you know, I love the ending of the episode last night when Daenerys goes out on the balcony, and of course, I think it's the missing dragon
Yeah, it is
that
the
has
missing
come
dragon.
back to
It's
her surprise.
Drago.
It's like
It's Draco.
it's
Draco.
Drago
No, I
apparently.
think Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Anyway, she
That's
has this
interesting.
like I love her. She has amazing eyebrows.
She does, yeah.
And so I'm watching these eyebrows, and they do this. Can you do that with your eyebrows?
Lift them.
I can't do it. No, go towards the middle like this. Anyway, she does that, and so what you see on her face in that moment, and again, you can't help but think about the beginning with Arya going through the giant stone giant's legs.
Yeah.
Here's another woman in awe of this giant creature, trying to understand what kind of power she still has and how she might or might not be able to use it. But you see fear and gratitude and warmth, and that, like, she's such a good actor.
She is.
Yeah.
That's such a great
She's
moment.
like 24, you know,
She's
like she's
fantastic.
really.
And then the dragon flies off, and you just like, what's next? Where's that dragon
Because
gonna go?
he smells the fear in her now. He smells that it's not
Maybe.
the same.
Yeah.
Or else he would stay and he
Yeah.
would believe in her if she was his mother.
Or he's come back to say, I'm here. You know,
Okay,
I've got an
maybe.
eye on everything.
But he also looked
I
like he
know.
could eat her if he wanted to.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's why
Those
you're worried
teeth-
about if she can still burn.
yeah,
No, I'm
I
worried
Marissa.
about
But
Oh, you're worried
yeah.
about the burning.
I'm worried about the burning.
She
I don't
does
want her to
feel
burn.
more fragile. She does
Yeah,
feel
she was a
less
superhero for a
Yeah,
while.
she-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like she
our-
survived Khal Drago. You
She
know?
did, yeah.
She survived when this barbarian
She has a
who looked
T-shirt.
invincible.
That says,
I
I made
survived.
love to Khal Drago,
And survived.
and I'm still here.
No, but she
Because he looks like
survived.
he could really give a woman something.
Oh yeah. But so anyway,
I
no,
miss him too. Wouldn't
Jason
that be an
Momoa.
awesome?
No, that's enough. I,
No,
mean,
like
I know
a-
what you're going to
a
say.
prequel show,
No,
like
that's enough.
I mean, it'd be
Jesus.
just
We're-
Conan,
You and your prequels.
Aquaman just comes in
and then he becomes Aquaman.
Listen.
yeah.
that'd
No,
be
but we didn't
awesome.
even talk. Arya's stories there. We didn't even talk about her.
Oh, yeah, she
like
meets
the whole episode
Jacques-
is called the black
Jacques
and,
Naga.
black and white.
Yeah, and then there's that
What's
old
that guy's name?
Jacques Naga,
no,
something
but
like that.
he
The
has
man
no
has
name.
no name.
The man has no
The
name.
man has no
but
name.
then he originally plays Oprah. You see Oprah in the beginning, and then
that's so
Oprah comes
racist.
back
Terrible.
later.
Yeah.
No,
awful.
Yeah.
no, it looked like Oprah. I thought.
I love that character. It's
Yeah,
fascinating
he's
as
great.
hell. The script is
I like the
incredible.
House of Black and White. I don't really know what's going to happen there.
But I
to
love
her.
that guy, the guy that
Yeah.
played I'm the man, you know, that has saved her life a few times
Yeah.
already.
And you've come into work wearing an Oprah mask before, so
Where he's just like pulled it off and all of a sudden it's thick and you didn't even know.
Yeah.
He's the other fascinating one. I think it's going to be Brienne and the man who has no name.
But I think
I can't believe this is one show. This is
I know.
one episode of this
But
fucking show. It's just the scope of it is huge.
And this was a relatively dry show.
it was, but
It
when
was
you break
not
it
a-
down,
It is, and I think last week was dry too. And you know, the thing is, it's like I kind of resent the dryness that you have to endure at the beginning of every TV show's
Yeah.
start. You know, I
Yeah.
know things are being put into place so they can result in something later.
Bloodlines totally.
But
was
it
like
just
that.
it's kind
Right?
just kind of takes. It's just like these are exciting scenes though, and rewatching these episodes,
Yeah.
and you can if you TiVoed it or whatever. It's worth it. I think that you're
Yeah.
gonna see things like I really appreciated that woman who played Sir Braun's
Oh, yeah,
betrothed. I
yeah.
didn't really understand how like the nuance of the acting that everybody's
I
doing.
want to go
Right.
back through all of the Blu-rays and watch the whole damn thing again.
You've got a
Yeah.
family though.
I know.
Yeah.
But
You have everywhere else
it
to
will
go.
happen when Ruby grows up. Maybe I'll do
Okay,
it. But
sure.
Listen, I do a couple of impressions. I wanted to do them last
Okay.
week, but I
Can you
wasn't
do-
here.
he's been
The
No,
rehearsing.
you can't just request.
Okay.
No one. I have ones that I've
Only
been
you can do
working
the dragon.
on.
The dragon's yours.
Yeah, I will be sure to request the dragon later because I know that's the only one you
From,
can do.
from Dragon Slayer. What the hell movie was that?
I don't know.
It was the Dennis Quaid, Sean Connery. I forget. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm trying to do impressions.
Oh, sorry, you're getting into character.
Okay.
I do Lord Baelish,
Okay.
Littlefinger.
Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. it.
Okay.
Sansa Stark, most beautiful woman in all of Westeros.
No.
The Sansa Star.
Most beautiful woman.
It's pretty
I
good.
don't know. Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
It's all right.
You get-
All right. It's okay.
It was, no,
It's
that
all
wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
You're gonna
I
move to the
pretty better.
castle and I'll put you up in there.
Something like that.
Oh, great! You like Vix more?
No, it's
no,
I'm trying to
it's
think of
okay.
it.
But he is like a little. I
Beautiful
really.
woman.
I
so
really
cute.
hate
Yeah.
Littlefinger. I really hate
I
him.
do
So-
too. But
he's
so
perfect.
good.
he's
Yeah.
selfish. I mean, he's just a selfish character, and he's only
You're
thinking
gonna
of
be fine. You're
himself.
gonna marry this girl, and
And it's
gonna be-
fine.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be good.
He's like
Yeah.
like one of those guys, like
Twisting
James
his-
Cagney.
yeah.
He's a good partner for Sansa right now. I know we're worried about Sansa.
I'm hoping that Sansa has her own plan. She's not just following him blindly. I hope that she is planning something.
She is. She's smart.
I
Even
don't
with her
know.
dark
She's
hair.
been. She's kind of just been going with the flow this whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe she changed
She
into a
should've-
dark
she should've
woman
just
for
left with
him.
Brienne. She would have been fine.
My
I know, but she
other
doesn't trust anyone.
impression.
Yeah.
Oh, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
My other impression is Tyrion.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
here
cover
it is.
this. I don't want you to spit in my drink.
I'm not gonna spit.
Go.
Okay,
say
go.
some lines from Destiny. Okay, go.
Was he in Destiny?
Yes.
And then she sucked my cock in the small council chamber. And the key is,
You have to add a
if you're gonna say cock, you gotta say cook. C-U-C-K. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Really
good.
good.
That's pretty good, man.
Jones, I'm really impressed.
What are you when you're in the apartment? You're just.
I walk around saying these lines. I'm like, which ones are working? I think I've been doing the Lord Baelish one for a long time. I can't believe it didn't come across better.
No, it's pretty good.
No, it was
working on
good.
it.
It was good. I'm impressed. We'll
So,
work on our
yeah,
accents.
that's
next
something-
time.
Work on your British accent, so
Every
So-
week,
Yeah.
I want everybody to have something.
Okay.
And I'm
Oh.
keep working
Can
on
mine
these
be
two.
The dragon.
No, you gotta have.
Totally
A real one.
Sean Connery. Okay.
I want you to do Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth. Oh my God.
That's the one. That's your
Okay.
assignment for next week.
All right.
Anyway, episode 2, season 5 is behind us.
Yeah.
And I'm exhausted from talking about it again, but I feel like I almost needed this to understand it better.
Yeah,
To
that's
have this
good.
conversation with you guys.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that.
I'm happy that we're doing this, and I hope you're enjoying it. And
But you better be watching.
oh yeah, you have
Oh,
to.
should we say spoiler?
Oh, there were spoilers.
Oh, that's okay. They know.
Yeah, it was
And then
spoiler
she
full.
sucked his cock.
What would you give the episode?
Oh, I have to score it?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
It's so weird.
it. No, come on, it's good because then we can kind of tally it up at the end of the season.
Like I think these episodes are great TV. Some of
Yeah.
the best TV ever made for sure.
Absolutely.
The special effects, the budget, and you know,
Oh, yeah.
even the way that the world keeps growing, and that it's clear that HBO is not holding back on
You
money
really
at this
saw the
point.
money when Arya was drifting in on that boat.
Yeah.
Oh man, you
Well, just
saw the money.
And just the amount of people in
The
the,
amount of
Daenerys
people.
scenes are incredible too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, doing the hissing. It's great. The CG is wonderful too. That dragon.
That's Vixen different score. 8 means like there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not
No,
extraordinary.
no, it was
No,
really
it
good.
wasn't,
It was strong, but
I
it's
didn't-
not the strongest
I didn't-
GOT
Then if
Exactly.
your 8 equals a 5.
Okay, your 4 equals an 8. What are you gonna
Good.
give it?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
A
It wasn't
9?
as great as last week, but it was still there was a lot to.
Yeah, some of the
discuss here.
excitement of that's the thing. I think the first episode of a new season of Game of Thrones, you got your seatbelt on. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, here it comes.
Well,
and then now season 2, I'm still saying something.
Okay.
And now episode 2. And now episode 2, you're like, well, entertain me.
Well,
like
the-
I'm tired of the puppet show.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is we've seen the other couple of shows too, and that's factored
So
in now
yeah.
too, right? So I know. Okay, I'm giving it an 8.
I've only seen these episodes up to this far,
That's
just
it.
like everybody else.
What are you giving
That's
it?
not true.
Why do I have to give it anything?
Give
I
it
don't want to
something.
give it anything.
Give it something.
No.
Give it a 4.
Suck my cook.
All right.
I give it a 6.
All right. Thanks
What
for
did you
watching.
give it?
A 9.
All right. So take that. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you at
Next
Basement
Monday.
Hope you're enjoying your
next
coffee this
Monday
morning.
for more Game of Thrones coffee talk and
And more pajamas.
And 1 o'clock, we're streaming EP Daily and chatting on the chat.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Vic's Basement would like to thank its sponsors, EB Games, Nintendo, Xbox, and GameLoft.